Welcome back, everyone. It's Alexander Howell. Hope you enjoy the live stream. Sorry, I just realized that it was on a second ago, but let me know if you hear anything weird with the audio or anything like that. This is being recorded on August 14th of 2021. So if you have any questions, please feel free, hit me up in the chat, and we'll go through it. You'll notice that I don't even have my green screen back yet. I just got back from Merida, Mexico on Thursday. Yesterday was kind of the live, all out cleaning and getting us back to normal session. My wife is actually running a couple errands now. I've got the kids down for nap time, and I'm down in the basement, as you can probably tell. Any of you that have watched some of the other videos, you'll notice the beautiful background that we have down here. But yeah, it's a work in progress. I got back. My hydroponic garden, which is just over here, needed a ton of work and restructuring. I was waiting on doing that until I got back here. But yeah, it looks like I got everything replumbed. I've got things planted again. So yeah, I'm just gonna check in real quick, see if my audio levels are good to go. I had to do a lot of correcting because a lot of you, when I've been on stream, have talked about how it kind of gets really quiet, and I think I've corrected that based on what I'm seeing. But let me check in, confirm that that's the case, and we'll go from there. So give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna get on my phone and make sure that that it's all working right. Da, 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 da. Yeah, looks like we're good. All right, fantastic, guys. So anyway, yeah, we got back from Merida. Let's see. Shoot. Thursday night, the flight was not like the first one where we were delayed for 4 hours getting out of Kansas City and had to spend all that time at the airport. This was a really smooth flight on the way back. A really good experience with the kids and everything. They handled it really well. So yeah, we're good. And again, I apologize. The green screen is literally just on a curtain rod. You guys have probably seen some of the videos where I've got the kind of 22nd century looking office that has the nice view of Kansas City and all that. And then let's see. I've also just recorded a video where I used one of the 3D renderings for our home down in Merida. That's going to be the next video, hopefully coming out on Monday. And then this one is just an amalgamation of everything I've had to do to get the studio space up and running. I'm still waiting to get sheetrock on everything, so that'll make it look a lot nicer back there, and I'll be able to put up all of my stuff, so it'll feel a little bit more homey, I guess, a little bit more functional, as it were, so I don't have to use the green screen constantly. But right now we're kind of chilling, relaxing, and like I said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. And if you are on this and you're watching the live stream later, always feel free to comment down below. And if you're liking the subject matter, if you're liking the conversation that we're having and I'm providing you with good material, always please feel free to like this. Liking it just helps it get out to more people. And then if you enjoy all these conversations, you check out the channel and you like that, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That's going to let you know anytime that I go live, like I am right now, and you can ask me questions and I can answer them live via chat, by the way. And then let's see. Oh, and then it'll let you know anytime that one of my videos comes out, like the one that's coming out on Monday, where I talk about how you can have a very efficient beach day while in Merida. So pretty fun stuff, hopefully. I'm enjoying the heck out of it, I guess. One negative is that I believe coughs are going to be very loud, and I don't have corona, by the way. No corona for me. I simply have a nice little cough that developed. I think I caught it from my wife, and my guess is I'm going to be hacking a little bit here. I do have something to drink, so that should help a little bit, but welcome to life, right? It is what it is. But yeah, so let's see. We took the United flight back. For those of you who've watched the video, we use our United card quite a bit, and the United Lounge really helped on the way back because we were able to kind of go there, find our own little area, have a couple of drinks, get the kids kind of set up so they could watch a show. I do not blame people at all when they're traveling and they give kids everything, because especially when you're on a metal tube wearing a mask 35,000 feet in the air, the last thing that you want to do is bother anybody more than they already are, and especially with how things are right now, it's okay. So we definitely had the kids masked up, candied up, TV'd up, all kinds of different things. Playing my Nintendo Switch, my kid was, that was a very Yoda-like statement. But yeah, I mean, it was just trying to make sure that everybody that was watching or that had to be on the flight and the United Lounge and everything else, that they were good to go too. So yeah. Also, one thing that I need to figure out is I saw the other day. Speaking of the channel, I saw the other day that I can actually have a button that shows up when you're on YouTube that's like set reminder if I live stream. So it's not just a notification bell. It actually is like, hey, he's gonna go live tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You should, if you subscribe to this channel, you might want to be there. Set reminder, and it will actually set the reminder for you for me to go live. So I thought that was pretty cool. I watch a Game of Thrones channel, and he had that on there, and he normally has about 100 people in stream. So I thought that would be probably a pretty smart idea. But yeah, we're going up on 4 minutes here. We have a couple of concurrent viewers. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm in a pretty good mood. Like I said, I spent all morning kind of getting the garden built up and ready to go so that we could have some lettuce and tomatoes and peppers. And I'm actually, maybe while we're doing this today, I will probably be ordering a few trees that I'm going to put in there. I have a room in the basement. We kind of have the basement set up. It's obviously unfinished, but my podcast area is back there with the Chiefs helmet, and then on the other side of the wall, which is where all my computer setup is the area where I record the videos and work and edit and that kind of thing. Off to the side is just kind of entertainment for kids and movies and things like that. There's actually a spot for a bathroom, which is currently occupied only by a slide because we haven't finished that off yet. But on this side, there's a nice big room where it's supposed to be a bedroom, but we have actually taken it and utilized that, and I have a full hydroponic garden system there. Actually, I'm going to pop off the thing real quick and see if I can get you to have a view in there. Yeah, there it is. There's a lot of stuff on the ground, but yeah, on right where you can't see, I've got an entire little setup there too. So it's one of my favorite things that we have going in the house, is just to be able to kind of come down, and once it's done, it makes it really easy to come down, pick off a couple of peppers or pick off some tomatoes, a little basil, a little lettuce, and you got everything outside of whatever your protein source is. So yeah, pretty fun stuff. I really enjoy it. Again, apologies for the coughing. I'm sure that that's not annoying at all, but I figured it was Saturday. My wife has running to Lowe's to grab a couple of things. We had a pool house, little pool box built while we were gone, and my buddy put it all together, but we figured we needed a couple of hooks, so she's going to go get that and a few other things. But yeah, just kind of an easy day. Let me adjust this camera right here so it doesn't look like I've got a complete 5 hit. I don't know. My forehead has never been that big. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, it's all good. Let's see, what else? So the video that's coming out on Monday is all about having a beach day in Merida. Like most people know, Merida is a colonial town, so you don't really have a beach that's right next to you, that's not centered around it like Cancun is in their hotel district, or Riviera Maya, or part of Vallarta. But it's really easy to have a beach day if you kind of know what you're doing and know the people that you need to communicate with. So we got hooked up with, on our first trip, somebody who was able to kind of get a bus ready to take us to our home, got a rental car figured out. And this time we were staying in the city. We were checking on construction for our house. We stayed in an Airbnb that isn't the same, but is set up very similar to ours. And it was nice to be able to have friends and family come into town and be able to say, like, okay, we'll just have a beach day, rent the car from the guy, or have a driver scheduled, go out. We went to a place called Kokomo Club de Playa. Absolutely beautiful place, right on the beach, kind of on its own a bit, but it allowed us to have a really nice little day. And then we just took the same guy took us into Progresso. One time we ate at Crabster. We walked up and down the Malecon, took a little short jaunt out to the beach, and my son wanted to get a picture taken by the pier and all that, so we did that and just had a nice little day of it. And then at the very end of the day, we got dropped off back at our house, so it made it pretty dang easy to be able to go back and kind of check that out. So I'm going to go through all of it and what to do, how to do it, and kind of the things to avoid. And that should be premiering on Monday, so watch out for that. I'm trying to decide when I should start making these videos available, as it were. It's a little interesting to kind of figure out exactly what I should do, how I should do it, and that sort of thing. But Oh well, is what it is. We're gonna keep building the channel, keep figuring it out. I just looked not too long ago, and I think we have 1,237 subscribers, and that is 9 days after what I consider to be the anniversary of this channel. So thank you all for subscribing to the channel. It's awesome to be able to like put these videos out, try to give as much information as I possibly can, and then to see people actually like them is just one of those really kind of neat things. You know, the people that I've met through this channel, both in person and in communications, the group that I started on Facebook, which is facebook.com/group/travel, the number 2 Merida, and just all the people that are asking questions in there and emailing and that kind of thing. I mean, I think it's so cool to be able to see all of you just being a part of the channel as much as, honestly, it feels like as much as I am, especially when we're in chat and doing live streaming. So again, seriously, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And also, if you are on the channel, please feel free to like and like the video if you are enjoying the content and the stream and have any questions and that kind of thing. If I'm providing you any information whatsoever, please feel free to like it. It just helps it get out to more people. So again, I'll try to get off my soapbox there, but that's where we are. I just realized that my second screen in my setup is set to TV and my son's Pokemon stuff is on pause. So I will probably have to walk over and avoid that in a few minutes. Adrian, what's going on? Did you take your return CV test at the Merida airport or elsewhere? Okay, that's a really good question. I took the return CV test in, we actually had somebody come to the house, and that's the reason that I'm looking at my phone right now. I believe I took a picture. I'm going to see if this will show up on screen here. Maybe make it a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it. They came to the house. It was, I think, 600 pesos for the antigen test. And then it was really nice because with United and their app, and I'm sure it's like this on others, I was able to just upload that to their app, and then they had to look at it and approve it. But here's the information for it. See if I can, there we go. That's the information. And she was incredibly professional about it. It was really simple. I just WhatsApped her the information, like where we were. Oh, my mic's up. What our address was, what we were looking for, what we needed. We had, my parents did it, and then we all did it. The last group was my wife's parents, obviously the 4 of us that traveled, my family, and then we had some friends down there, were 4 of them. So she had 10 people, and it didn't take long at all. It was probably 30 minutes total. Came in, cash, gave it to her. She sent us the information back. All tests were negative, and then we just got out of there. So it was really nice to be able to have that. You know, I know that 600 pesos might seem like a bit much for some people, but not having to wait at the airport to do it, just a little swab in the nose and then it's gone. And actually, I've done the swab at the nose here, and it stunk. When she did it, it was really, really super easy. So that information that I just showed, if you need it, go back, push pause, screenshot it once this thing is done, and I would 100% recommend that. That's the one you used? Awesome. Yeah. Yep. It's, you know, I saw it on one of the other groups, and I probably need to just go on and share it to my group as well. But yeah, Adrian, I mean, it's amazing to me how much easier it was, and especially, you know, I had my niece and her boyfriend came down. They did the one at the airport, and it wasn't like it was a big deal, but it's just, you know, when you've got, I think everybody can probably understand when you have, you know, a 3 and a 6-year-old and they've got their own stuff going on, and then you're at the airport, you're already trying to figure stuff out. You don't want to start off on the wrong foot. So we were able to do it 2 days ahead of time, and I think they stand for 3 days. And yeah, it was phenomenal. So yes, I'm glad you used them too, because they were fantastic for us. But and it was especially nice because with this stupid cough that I had, it wasn't bad, but I did get a few kind of crazy looks like, what's going on with that guy? Does he have it? Does he not? And I wanted to be like, no, I have a stupid cough, and I don't want to give it to anybody. So obviously I'm going to make sure that I'm solid and everybody's good, but I really didn't need the looks from everybody too. Luckily, with, you know, having the test and being at the airport and that kind of thing, and the masks and all that, people sneeze, people cough, they don't have COVID, and it's fine. So yeah, ended up working out pretty well. So anybody that needs to use it, if you didn't see it or you don't want to play it back or anything like that, just comment down below and I'll give you the WhatsApp number for that individual that helped with the COVID test. So yeah, and it was just the antigen one. There was a more expensive one that you could do, but I saw and looked it up, and the antigen one, the 600 peso one, was all we needed. So basically 30 US dollars, and you don't have to wait at the airport to do anything else. So made it easy, made it really easy. The one thing that I'm very disappointed in myself with our trip to Merida is I got some pictures of the house. I took video of the house. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw me posting some pictures of the pool and that kind of thing, which Instagram is at Alexander from KC if you want to follow me there. But there were a ton of opportunities for me to go around the house and take video the last day that we were there. But outside of that, we had people in the house constantly. So it was a trial just to get people to clean their room so that I could go throughout it. So the Airbnb, I'll take pictures. I'll kind of probably do a video on that to kind of describe it and go about it. But for the most part, it was a little crazy the last few days that we were there. I was not. I was excited. We enjoyed the people that were there, but when you have every room filled, and it's more than one person in every single room, that's a day, that's a week, I guess. So first few days that we were there, we had, just one other couple normally, either my niece and her boyfriend or my parents. And then the last week it was a whole nother family and a friend of theirs, and then my wife's parents. So we were stacked full for sure. And by the way, I know that probably some of you find it annoying. I have a really difficult time not moving, so you will probably notice that I sway back and forth all the time. That's just one of those things that I do. Sorry about that. In the videos, I try to be a little bit better about it, but for the most part, any other time, I'm moving. My wife and my friends all make fun of me because whenever we're watching a movie, I move. We actually had a house that we sold about 2.5 years ago now. Man, that seems like yesterday, but we had a house 2.5 years ago that had a theater room. It was a pretty big house, and the theater room had two tiers of theater seating, and then right behind that was this granite drink shelf. And so while everybody else was sitting in these gorgeous, comfortable chairs, I was in the back with my drink, just walking around the whole time during every movie. But it helped because I wasn't in their way. Bella, how's it going? Good to see you. Especially love the dire wolf. Thanks for coming back in. Appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, Bella is not just a subscriber to the channel, she is a member of the channel. So if you go to the channel's main page and click join, you can become a traveler or voyager. Helps the channel. Really appreciate it. And you get call outs all the time like Bella does. I try to get your name in every single video at this point, just to say hi. So yeah, I definitely am happy about how this morning went, even though we're not in Merida anymore. Talk about that in a little bit, kind of the hydroponic garden and everything. But also, I can tie that into Merida because we talked about the way that we're going to set up our outdoor space, and I think you guys might find it pretty cool. Bella, not bad. Quiet Saturday. Awesome. Quiet Saturdays are good. This has actually been a fairly quiet Saturday, just one where, because we were gone for so long, I had all of these tasks that I really wanted to do, and so it was really nice to be able to get in and do it. So I have a hydroponic garden, like I said earlier. It's about I don't know, 15 by 20 space or something like that, but the plumbing I needed to rerun, and I just waited to do it because I knew that we were going to come back and a lot of stuff was going to die anyway. So I just went in, cut everything down last night, and then this morning replumbed everything, got it ready to go, and then seeded a bunch of lettuce and peppers and tomatoes. Where I can tie that into Merida is that when we talked to Henry Ponce, our architect today, during the trip, he basically said yeah, we can pretty much do whatever you want with the garden. Just let us know. And so I brought up lime trees, avocado tree, lemon tree, stuff that was useful too, because the house that we stayed at actually had 3 lime trees. So we were able to go out and, let's say somebody in the house liked vodka tonic or something like that, who would ever imagine that, they could go out, cut a lime, or if they have like a Corona Light or a Modelo Especial, cut a lime fresh from the tree, slice it, throw it in said drink, or use it for, we had tacos and all kinds of stuff that we marinated it with as well. And that was just huge for me. So I'm actually going to get an avocado, lemon, and lime tree and put it in my hydroponic garden. And that's something that I'm going to order here. And so we'll have them in both locations, which I am ridiculously excited about. And Bella, I always try to keep busy. It's weird to be on YouTube and have some of these videos because I think that a lot of people associate YouTube with just being kind of like they go into it and they zone out, and I do that all the time. We all have gone down the YouTube black hole. It is a real thing, but for me, I really enjoy it because I've learned so much. Like the whole hydroponic garden system, I found out about, learned about, and created because of videos that I saw on YouTube. So that was one of the reasons that I wanted to be like to start a channel, wanted to be on YouTube, and why I've wanted to stream on there as opposed to some of the other services that you can stream on is because it's honestly, it sounds weird, but it has helped me out like crazy when I'm looking to do something. So a lot of my videos, while I try to be entertaining and keep somebody's focus, I've really tried to just give as much information as I possibly can because that's what community is. That's trying to make it so that I can help somebody who's looking to do something as well. So yeah, pretty cool. You will definitely have edible treats growing. Absolutely. Why not? And fresh lime is without question the dream. And I can tell you that I lived the dream and it was fan-freaking-tastic. So yeah. God. There is such a difference, and this is so weird. Every time we go to Mexico, we buy fruit, and I never even think about it until the moment that it's delivered. But whether it's Mexico or like when we went to Costa Rica, or anytime that you go somewhere that's near the ocean, like the fruit, the seafood, if you're, like having, Boston, like clam chowder or something like that in Boston is different than having it in Kansas City. There's just a different taste. It's fresh. They just caught it. If you go to the right place, some places still use the stuff that they ship to Kansas City too. But if you go to the right place and you get the right fruit that was just picked, off the tree, off the vine, whatever it might be, it just tastes better and it feels better, to be honest. So yeah, it's awesome. And knowing that, whenever you're going to go to Merida or whenever you're going to build or have a house in Merida, if you're somebody that's looking to do that, my God, it's awesome. It's just fantastic to walk out to your backyard, pick something off, and be able to eat it. It's great. Yeah, grow lights are used for that, and it can be fun too. I've never actually done that from home. Whenever it gets legalized, I try to go somewhere to enjoy that because they're better at growing it than me. But as far as like tomatoes and, I've grown cucumbers and zucchini and peppers. I mean, it's so nice to be able to just go out. And even if it's just, like I have a whole wall, it's 40 different pods it's just lettuce. And that's nice to just be able to come down, tear off some lettuce, throw it in a salad, and boom, you're done. It's a nice thing to have. Vancouver is great for seafood. I don't doubt it. I've heard Vancouver is good for a lot of stuff. A lot of fun stuff too. But I don't know. I humbly ask how the heck you got cucumbers to grow. Um, Probably pure luck for whatever reason. So I've never grown cucumbers in the hydroponic system. And the reason for that is I tried to grow green beans and was very successful growing green beans, but anything off the vine with hydroponics, unless you are really careful about how you're growing it, I gotta be honest, it's just annoying. But I grew cucumbers and zucchini in a raised bed at the house that I was talking about that had the recliners, the theater seats, and that kind of thing. I grew it in a raised bed there, and it was fantastic. It was ridiculously easy because I just seeded them, got them in just a grow plate like what I planted today, and then once they had kind of grown as to a certain amount, I think I made sure that they had a few leaves on them. I just set them outside, and the area was perfect because it had probably 7 hours of sun, direct sun, and then I just had to water them every day. And once I did that, they took off like a rocket. The zucchini took off even more than they did, but the cucumbers were fantastic. So yeah, it wasn't bad at all. Went to college in Van, nice. Yeah, the thing that I really want to figure out how to grow because I know it's difficult, so it presents a challenge, is the thing that I won't eat, and that's asparagus. My wife has a really funny story where her dad had been trying to grow asparagus for like 3 years and finally got it to take. And they didn't know what it was, her or brother. And they went out to their little garden that they had in the back of their property and they tore out all of it. And he was not happy. But I can understand why he would be upset after 3 years of trying, but it's still kind of a funny story when you look back on it. Yeah, it's not great for him. So what did you try to grow at that point? I'm curious because like I said, I I enjoy growing it. I never thought of myself ever as trying any of this kind of stuff. When you're in Merida, I'm super excited to go and like have these trees there because it does rain, it is humid, and it has so much sunlight and heat that you can grow stuff all year long. So I'm excited to kind of utilize some of our different areas to be able to grow different things. Here, it's like you get a whole raised bed system or you go in ground and you plant everything and you've got a couple of good months where you're harvesting stuff and the rest of the year, nothing. So I know for a fact that we're gonna have those trees as kind of part of the setup, the system that we have. But I know for a fact too that we're gonna have pots and things like that, and you can guarantee that I'm gonna be growing all kinds of different things in those. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, so you're growing a bunch of good stuff. Yeah, mojito mint. Good times. Mint will take over a garden. We have a little Aerogarden that's a hydroponic system too, and takes it out like crazy. So yeah, I don't know if you've ever used the Aerogarden, but that is a very simple thing to be able to use, and it makes all this easy. But mine is not that. It's a Dutch bucket system on one side. It's a true like vertical lift system against a wall. I could have had several hundred pods, but I realized that some of these things don't grow well in pods. But lettuce grows like crazy, so probably won't have a needed. Yeah, if I could talk, I probably won't need to have a hydroponic system when I get to Merida. But for now, especially as cold as it gets here, yeah, I'm definitely happy with it. I'm happy that we got able to do that. Yeah, see, and that's all you need. That's how I started out before I decided to move everything inside. And again, this is one of the reasons that I love YouTube is that you can just go on and find out about all kinds of stuff. So I'm definitely not on track about talking about Merida like I normally do. Like I said, I just got back from 3 weeks there. So anybody that's tuning in and is thinking, this is the guy that talks about Merida all the time. Yep, I do. And right now I'm talking about, plants inside in a hydroponic garden. Sorry about that. I hope you're enjoying the content as well. It's a little different, but it's still fun. And also, if you haven't already, I would really appreciate just to shout it out real quick. Please like this video if you're enjoying the content, even though it's not about Merida and we're talking more about hydroponics. I would really appreciate that. Helps to get out to more people. And eventually, we are going to get back to Merida and the trip and everything else. I just made a video of Merida about our beach trip yesterday. So that's going to come out on Monday. But today is just whatever's on your mind. Let's talk about it. So yeah, that's the one interesting part of streaming is that you can be known for anything and just stream a consciousness, go out wherever you want to talk about. I have a guy that I follow on YouTube and have for quite some time named Harris Heller, and he called himself a stream doctor because he talks about stream setups, he goes through computers and all kinds of different things. And one of the things that he goes over quite a bit is either streaming on YouTube or Twitch. He's one of the people that I've learned the most from. But one thing that cracks me up is that you'll tune into a stream and he'll stream for hours, as opposed to me that streams normally for an hour, hour and a half. And he will talk about everything from, a geometry problem to his, music career to Game of Thrones and all kinds of stuff. So streaming is different than just the YouTube videos. So if you're enjoying it, please like. How's the house doing? It's doing great. We actually just got an update an hour ago or so, maybe 30 minutes ago. And they sent us some pictures. They are already working on getting the second level kind of prepped. So the second level is going to be the it's a completely new addition, kind of like the master bedroom is. The master bedroom, though, is one level at the very back of the property. The second level of this house, obviously, is going to be above the main part of the structure. So I went over it in the video that I posted where I did the walkthrough of our property, but kind of showed where it's going to be. But you can tell now that they are putting in they've already put in the pillars for support. They put in the I-beam that's going to be at the very front of the property. So it's progressing really quickly. I have to say that, or at least have to admit, they are moving far faster than I assumed that they would. I'm used to construction crews in the city, and for the most part, they leave a lot to be desired. Here, they have been fantastic, consistent, and every time that they say they're going to hit a deadline, they have hit it. So probably the only people that will slow things up are myself and my wife asking for new stuff. So, for instance, one of the things that we just asked for is we had not planned to have an outlet not planned to have a TV in the dining room / kitchen area, the eating kitchen area, whatever you want to call it, because I'm ridiculous. But we ended up deciding that we were going to put an outlet behind if you follow me on Instagram at Alexander from KC, you'll see the 3D drawings above the dining room table, or right next to it on that wall. There's a credenza, and then there's a giant picture that's kind of hanging in the dining area. We decided that we wanted to put an outlet behind that picture because eventually, just trying to figure out stuff before we get into the house, we might decide, like, rather than have the picture there, we want a TV there. That way that we can watch it from the pool, or we can watch it from the kitchen, or if we're sitting there and, it's Thanksgiving and we are eating, but we also want to watch a football game, we can do that too. It sounds ridiculous, I know, but it was just something like, let's just plan for the future. That way we don't have to completely redo everything. Right now, we're only planning to have 3 TVs in the entire house, one in the master bedroom, one in the living room of the upstairs apartment, which is actually probably going to be used more often than any in the house because it's the one that is actually in a kitchen and in a dining room currently, and then one in the media room that's at the very front of the house. So we went back and forth about TVs. We were going to put one in every room, and then decided, well, most people just use their phones and computers and tablets anyway, so why put it in every single bedroom? If they want to, they can go to the media room. But yeah, so it was just kind of a weird thing. We hadn't really decided exactly what we wanted to do, but everything with TVs now is Wi-Fi, so one outlet, and all we have to do, take the picture off the wall, hang a TV, and we're done. So just another thought about how to build a house down there that we hadn't thought about before, but I think is going to pay off in the long run. We thought about putting an outlet outside, but I've got to be honest with you, I just didn't want to do that. If we need something, we will figure it out. And again, most of the time, you're either going to watch it on your phone or on a laptop or something like that. And if we really need one, we can run an extension cord, and I won't care. I'll just say go in the kitchen. There's air conditioning in there too. So. Sorry, stream of consciousness again, trying to think about plotting out exactly where we want TVs and everything else. So, yeah. We also thought that we had talked about putting a drink fridge in the master bathroom, and then noticed that that wasn't in the current plan. So we're trying to get that one together as well, because that is without question a necessity. I mean, even if it's not for drinky drinks, like fun drinks, at least you're going to have water in the master, because you'd have to walk all the way to the other side of the kitchen, which is quite a distance to grab a drink. So yeah, definitely have to have one back there, of course. Right. Let's see. Sorry. Went on a rant. Bella, what's up? How's the house doing? Great. Personally, Echo Show 10 in my kitchen. Concept, good thought. Nice for music while you're cooking too. Yeah, that's a good point. My thought with music is, I mean, we don't have any speakers planned, but Amazon Echo and all kinds of stuff, those things are getting, I mean, you think about a sound bar with a TV, how efficient those are getting. I actually have one right over here with a TV that's downstairs. They replace so much. So we'll probably just have something like that in the kitchen, and then it'll be able to listen to us and advertise to us as necessary. But yeah, it'll probably be something like that. Achilles, what's going on? Hello from Merida. I wish I was still there, but I got to be honest, I was a little homesick last couple of days, mostly because I missed our doggies. We have a border collie named Weston and a Labrador named Brett, and Weston was good, but I know he misses us. And Brett was having a couple of health issues that luckily my niece, who works at a veterinarian's office and is now in school, I'm very proud of her, to become a vet. She's going to the University of Missouri, my alma mater's vet school, so I'm really excited for her about that. But she was able to help the lab, which is awesome. And now he's just a little lethargic, but he's good now. He's good. She took good care of him, so I was happy that she was here. But yeah, Achilles, I am still jealous though. Once our house gets completed, I'm going to be even more jealous about anybody being in Merida because I'm going to want to be there 24/7. So yeah, just bought a house downtown Merida, and we'll start renovating it soon. I watch your videos for inspiration. Great work. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We are excited, and the next video is going to be about the beach stuff, like I was talking about. But the coming videos, like there are definitely going to be a few videos where I talk about some of the questions that you all have had. I think I'm going to do a Q&A one. The other part of it is just the things we didn't think about, honestly. Kind of like the plug where the picture is. The fact that there's one TV that's kind of in an entertainment area. There's a media room, but the media room is right by the road, which, as we figured out when we got to Merida, one of the bedrooms they put in what I don't think was originally intended to be a bedroom, but they put it right by the road. And I've got to be honest, I don't think anybody's excited about curfews, but we were happy about it because we took advantage of it, because anytime a car drove down the road, it was ridiculously loud. 11:30 to 5 a.m., no cars on the road. So we at least had 5.5 hours of calm. But yeah, just stuff that you don't think about. I mean, that's kind of what I want a few of these videos to be about, is stuff that you don't think about in construction and layout and all those things. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that, but I'm glad that you watched the videos for inspiration. Hopefully you've liked this video too, if you're watching it live stream. And if you have questions, ask them. I'm always here. Yeah, it's a process. I mean, Henry Ponce has impressed me in so many different ways because of what he has been able to see in our house. Hey, buddy. It's my puppy. I had to say hi. What he's been able to kind of do with our layout, what he's been able to do with just some of the, as I've said in several videos, we had to keep the original part of the structure. They took out a lot more than I thought. They found out that some of it wasn't original. But whatever was the original structure, they had to keep, because we're technically kind of on the border of the historic district, so he had to keep it. And that was great, but he also was able to utilize the layout in such a way where even keeping something that honestly, we could have probably made more efficient by just getting rid of it. Keeping it, he was able to lay it out to a point that I couldn't even imagine. And so we have just been so happy about it. He is more expensive, but I'm finding out that a lot of that has to do with some of the stuff that he's already built in. For instance, our home has lighting in places that I wouldn't have thought about, honestly. I mean, I've been around new construction, I've renovated. I mean, at this point, between new construction, sales, I mean, I've been in thousands of homes, and I've renovated myself at least 25. Built new from construction for other people and for myself, probably another 25 to 30. And he's thought of things that I've never seen. And lighting is one of the big ones. It's like, how does it look on the exterior? How does it look in your garden? Where can you shut it off? Where do you need everything to be tied in together? All of that is so important, because especially at night, you want to build this beautiful house and then you want to show it off. You want it to look beautiful at all times. So a little bit more expensive, but fantastic choice for anybody that's trying to go back and forth about whether they want to spend a little bit more money. Spend the money. An extra few thousand here and there seems like a lot at the time, but at the very end of the project, you're going to be so much more satisfied with the end product. But yeah, what was the thing that we went back and forth a couple of times with our pool and the water feature, and basically there was a little bit of a choice between having a larger pool and a water feature in the courtyard, or having a smaller pool, and then still having the water feature. And just per our budget, and what I basically decided was, we will, and I should say I, meaning me and my wife, but we decided that we'd shorten the pool a bit, do the water feature in the courtyard. And I've got to tell you, based on our house that we stayed in, the Airbnb house, and this one, I am ridiculously excited that we made that decision, because the house that we stayed in, they really didn't use the water feature that much, and they didn't really have a court. Like, the courtyard was, it had a few trees with the lime trees and that kind of thing, and a mame tree, which don't get me started on that. But it had a couple of trees. It was very nice, but without a water feature, you're kind of waiting on rain. I mean, that sounds weird, but it's like, it was just kind of a space to maybe eat dinner, but then you could just eat dinner where the pool is. So I don't know. I was a little bit confused on their layout. Obviously, to each their own, but I'm very excited that our courtyard is going to feature a nice thing that's going to, give a little bit of sound to the room. I think that's one of those things that I just personally get excited about, because water and the garden area and everything else, it feels more like a hotel. I mean, every time you hear about somebody that they want spa colors, well, why? Because it reminds them of that feeling that they had when they were going through a spa, the relaxation. I feel the same way with water. I mean, the hydroponic garden that I have over here, I hear water running. You guys probably can't pick it up because the mic won't pick it up, but I have water running constantly over here. It doesn't bother me at all. It actually puts me in a really nice, calm state most of the time. So that's why I like having my garden down here, is because of that. Same thing in the house that we're building. I want to have water running. I want to be able to hear that walking throughout the property, whether it's the pool area or the courtyard, and especially, hi Betty, doggy again. Especially just the feeling of somebody who has an Airbnb, who's rented our house, that's expecting to kind of come in and feel that. I want them to be able to like walk through the property and go, yes, this is why I picked out this particular property. So again, stream of consciousness on water. Welcome to the channel. But yeah, a wishing pond when you first entered. Oh yeah, 100%. And we toured a house when we first had our first trip to Merida, and it was kind of the one that convinced us that we were going to start looking. We already knew, or at least I already knew, that we were going to, but once we saw that house, we saw what homes could be, and it was a wider home than ours by far, but not quite as long. And he had kind of this interior beautiful courtyard. I'm sure that thing had to be maintained at least a few times a week, just because there's ivy growing up the walls and that kind of thing. But I was laughing, and he said we were actually having he had a little fountain right there. And he said, I actually am getting my fountain worked on right now, so it's not working. I always have it on. And I said, why? And he was like, because people stay here and they want that. It's like, yeah, of course they do. So if you're thinking about Airbnb a property or renting it out long term, make sure that you have stuff like that in your budget, because that will be one of those things that not only do people like about your property, but they'll go back and write a review, and you'll get even more people coming to it because everyone else has talked about how awesome it is. Honestly, that's one of those things that throughout the process we've had to think about, because we'll retire down there and probably be there to at least half, but definitely 2/3 of the year. When we go down, like whether we're building it now or whether we built it 10 years from now, I want to make sure that those little things that I really enjoy, that I really like, they're already done. Maybe we've got to redo a few things to make it more modern, as you do in every single home, kind of bring it up to the standards of that day. But you want to make sure that every single thing that you're spending money on, if you have to rent it at all, is helping to make you money in some way, whether it's positive reviews or whether it's they choose your house over another because you have those things. I mean, it's a huge thing to do. No, and that's totally fine. You can do it for you just like I did it for me. For me, though, it was like, okay, what's the decision that I have to make on the pool to get the water feature that I like? So it's like, okay, well, the pool that we're going to have is already huge. Like, it was going to be 10 meters long. This one's now 8. The one that we stayed at was way smaller than that. I can't remember what the one that we stayed at in was, like maybe 4 to 5. So we're still going to have a wide, long, nice pool, but I'd rather have the water feature so that people like you that would think about staying in a house like that or would avoid it would do that. So yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying now. Yeah. And again, thank you to all the people that are joining the channel. Really appreciate it. Making this live stream awesome. And if you haven't yet, please do like the video. It helps to get out to more people. Thank you very much. And we'll go back. So anyway, what else? We also were doing. I was frustrated. I got to tell you, not really frustrated, just kind of play frustrated. We while we were down at this house, there was a picture that came on Henry Ponce's Instagram, and he was designing a house for somebody that's investing in property to either utilize for themselves as like kind of a party room, party house. Not crazy parties, but kind of like wine parties, clients, things like that, and also to rent out when necessary. And let me take it real quick. In this house, he posted the 3D renderings like he sent to us. This place was one small but beautiful, had the really tall ceilings that you see in Merida all the time, but they wanted a wine rack, and he took a picture and posted this wine rack that I thought was beautiful. I mean, just kind of shelves at the, or I shouldn't say shelves, drawers at the bottom, so you could put in whatever stuff you wanted to do, a little extra storage. But then it was glass, and the bottles would sit like that, and just here, 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 like 12 rows down and like 8 bottles across. Obviously, we don't need that. But this piece was so beautiful, I was like, why didn't you tell us about this piece? This is amazing. I didn't realize that we could do that. So he's adding it into a part of the wall that we are not currently using that is also right across in our kitchen from kind of the drink station bar area. So I know it's going to add cost to the property, but again, it's kind of one of those things that, especially if we put it under lock and key so people can't just take wine, I think it's going to add a really neat element to the room where you kind of walk into the kitchen and there's the bar area, beautiful wine area, pantry, and then kitchen, and then dining room. So again, seems like a ridiculous thing. I know it is, but I'm very excited about it still. Yeah. And for those of you who have been here for quite some time on the live stream, first of all, thank you. Second of all, do you remember at the very beginning when I told you that I move around a lot? I'm standing. I'm not even sitting in a chair. And this is just me day to day. Most of the videos, I think I come off pretty calm and direct and informative. Live stream, this is just me and who I am. So I hope you're liking it. Do I like Kevin Hart? He had a similar situation. But it's his new one from home. No, what was the situation? And I love Kevin Hart. Yeah, that guy is hysterical. I have to be honest, I've never really thought much of his movies, but his stand-up comedy, and then when he's just on as a guest, his ability to just be on, absolutely amazing. So yeah, love Kevin Hart. He's fantastic. I'm trying to think about if his situation is similar to the wine thing or what, or the water thing. I'm confused. Help me out. Been on here for 48 minutes. Hopefully, we're going to continue. We're going to make it an hour at least. I'm really happy that we started out this way. Like I said, it's Saturday. It's only 2 o'clock here in Central Standard Time. But I feel like we've already accomplished a lot in this household. I need to go clear out my suitcase still. I cleared out a lot of my electronics and none of my clothes. Welcome to me. So I need to go up and get that done. But that's kind of it for the day. Then it's entertain kids and eat and make dinner and all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, I really hope that we can kind of figure out a time. Saturday seems to be the most popular among the people who subscribe to the channel. But I need to figure out a way to kind of get it out there that I am streaming. So, for those of you who know YouTube, let me know. Wine thing. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. So, oh yeah, he went to dinner at Jerry Seinfeld's house. Poor guy. I wish he had friends in lower places. What an amazing... Can you imagine just being able to say, like, oh yeah, I'm friends with Joe Montana. Yeah, me and Patrick Mahomes go way back. That's how I would feel about Jerry Seinfeld's house, the exact same thing. Patrick Mahomes, by the way, is a Chief, for those of you who don't follow American football. And anybody who says that he's not good, whatever. He's amazing. Promo it all on your YouTube. Heck yeah. That's what I'm about. I actually, before COVID and everything, I was doing a podcast called 10 Tabs Open, and it's I had the videos on this channel initially. I just took them over from the other YouTube channel and put them on this. But then I realized like they're all audio files and they just never translate well. So now I've got to use some of the cameras that I have to actually do that once we're back online and all of my guests can come back on. But yeah, I miss that. I miss human interaction. Now we can pretty much do that now for the most part, as long as people are good with masks and all that. But I'm kind of getting to the end of my rope with everything. I need to see my people. You know what I mean? Like that was the thing about Merida. It was like everybody was just kind of on the same page. Everybody was good. You just keep going. But I'm ready to get back to real life. I got to be honest with you. Trials and tribulations of a YouTuber. Yes, that's what it feels like at times. Oh shoot, my wife just sent me a message about our dog. Needs special food and all that. Man, uh, so, like I said, our lab had I can't remember what it's called, but he had some issue, and then he had kind of an ACL. He had an ACL tear back several years ago, but he's getting older, and they pretty much said like it looks like he may have had something go on, but right now it's just not worth the risk of surgery because he's 12 years old and he's a big, heavy dog. But he's still happy and everything, but just needed some medication, needed some pain pills and stuff like that. So luckily we had our niece here, took care of the dog and everything. But they need some special type of food for senior dogs and all that. And apparently it's nowhere in Lee Summit, which is our hometown. So my wife is out trying to find it. And it's like, our dogs, of course, have to be difficult. Fun stuff. Like, that's all right. We'll find it or we'll order it. Just is what it is. Speaking of, if you guys have noticed, we used, I don't know if I talked about this in the video or not. I think I talked about it on one of the live streams, but the Rappi app when you're in Merida, RAPPI, is fantastic. It's basically, it's just like Uber Eats or a grocery store app that allows you to go online. In Kansas City, Hy-Vee is one of the grocery stores. Hy-Vee Aisles is their app. But you go on and they just deliver stuff to your house, including alcohol, which is good, I guess. Probably a little dangerous. But it's a fantastic app. It's super easy. It's very, very inexpensive. But yeah, you just go online, order all of your stuff, and then they just send it to your house. They send a guy to go pick it up. Easy communication through the app. This is not sponsored, by the way. I was just impressed with it. The only thing I will tell you is that that you should confirm your method of payment, because each time somebody would start up the app, it would say that you had the right payment method, and then the person would like be at the store getting your stuff together, and your order would be canceled because it would say that your payment method wasn't good. So download the Rappi app, confirm like without question that your payment method is great, and then go on and do it. Like it's everything from picking something up at a 6 or a 7-Eleven to going to the grocery store and getting your entire groceries filled. It was really fantastic. RAPPI, the Rappi app, absolutely recommended. It made things so much easier for us. It was great. Oh no, I'm sorry about your dash hound, Bella. That's awful, but I'm glad she's doing good. Dogs, between stuff when they're young and then getting old, like dogs aren't long for this earth, but they're absolutely wonderful things. And oh my god, it's tough. It's not fun to watch them grow old. That's for sure. It's all right. Yeah, I just that was one of the things that I kind of it was tough coming back from or I should say going to Merida, is that the times that we've gone and we're gone for a long time, not being able to bring the dogs is just not very fun. Like you want to be able to bring them and have them, tag along, but at the same time, it's like, you drive and it's 26 hours of just driving, not to mention like staying at hotels and stuff like that, or you fly and you either get a really expensive service that can probably take them there, or they kind of go in crates and in like the worst place on the plane that you can put them. And I always have hated that idea. It's like you give your dog a heart attack trying to, take them on vacation with you. But if there was an easier service than that, even if it was a little bit more expensive, I would be 100% on board just bringing them. I've actually, one of the things that I've thought about a lot is buying an old school bus and converting it. They call them schoolies, which are basically like RV school buses that people have turned into RVs, and just having one of those and taking our dogs and just driving them down to Merida or to a beach just in general. I mean, even if it's not Merida, taking them down to, Florida or Texas, Alabama, and just hit the beach and have them be able to enjoy the ocean. It seems like a bit of a pain, but at the same time, if you're able to share your vacation with your dog, I think it's awesome. So keep thinking about it. But yeah, I have no idea what is required. I'm sure it's easier for smaller dogs. My dogs are 50 and 100 pounds. So I think that would be difficult. But yeah, as far as like knowing dogs and stuff like that, hold on just a second. I'm gonna look it up. I think it's Yucatan Transitional Services. If I can spell. There it is. So they're a visa consultant. Yucatan Transitional Service. They're on YouTube. I've heard a lot of good things about them. It says that they're a visa consultant, but I also know that they've done a lot of work for people in different situations. If you're wondering about your dog, I would say contact them because they're probably the best thing that you have as far as like getting all of your stuff down there, let alone the dog and everything. So yeah, I would say look them up. Yucatan Transitional Services. They seem like they know what they're doing. I've seen, I think her name is Casey, like Casey Leonard or something. I've seen her comment several times on a few different forums, and she seems to be super knowledgeable. So that's what I would do. Again, sorry for the cough. I know it's loud. If you are enjoying this, please feel free to like the channel. Thanks again. Um, but yeah, that's one of those things that it's like if we moved down there full time, we'd have to bring the dogs. And then you also have to think about if you're bringing the dogs, like you can take them on walks and stuff like that. But mine have either had a fenced in backyard or acres of land to run around. They are not leashed dogs at all, which is probably not good, but they're not city dogs. They're not used to that. So taking them down would be like, make sure that your backyard has a lot of grass in it because they're going to want to run and play and that kind of thing. Make sure that you're watching your filters on the pool because they're going to want to be on the pool. I have a lab, of course he is. But yeah, it's just tons of stuff to think about every single time. So it's I love dogs, will always have a dog, but they do create an interesting conundrum when you're looking to travel back and forth. Yeah, yeah. Well, especially like the border collie is a he's intense. He doesn't like other dogs. He likes humans and only a few of them. He's not like an aggressive dog by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a border collie. Like his whole lineage is to be a working dog. And so, taking him to dog parks is always difficult because he tries to herd all the rest of the dogs. But if you take him and train him to go through an airport, he's you okay, bud? He's right here. Hey, bud. But if you train him to go through an airport, he's going to be the best dog ever because he likes to do what he's supposed to do. My lab would be the worst dog in the world to bring through an airport. It would be absolutely insane, like pure chaos without question. Yeah, and he definitely does that. He needs room to run. Where is he? Oh, yeah, he's going to go look at the garden. Hey, bud. Yeah, good boy. Seriously just constantly looks at you like, would you please give me a job to do? Being lazy is not my thing. And he's 12. But yeah, when we're at the lake, I realized that I played baseball for years, but I never had an arm where I could launch a baseball a long way. Like I played outfield 1 year, and I think they realized why. I always played second base and pitcher, so I could get it inside the diamond, and that was pretty much it. But I was good. But I can't throw the ball far enough for my border collie, so I ended up getting this big plastic launcher, and now I just launch the dang thing, and it goes forever, and then he just grabs it and brings it back. The first time we did it, it was really bad because he ended up running so much that he like uh, removed a layer of his paw, so he was walking a little timidly until that healed. That was just him being young and me being stupid. But now we know like how to do it, and we have our timing down. But yeah, that's the best way to wear him out, and he loves it. So lesson for the day, right? All right, we are coming up on an hour, guys. I need to go up and make sure that my kids are good to go. They are probably awake and not awake yet, but they're probably about ready to wake up and going a little crazy. I want to thank every single one of you guys so much for being a part of this stream. I'm going to end it in just a second, but if you don't mind, just a little bit of cleanup to do here. Please feel free to visit me at alexanderhowell.com. Hit the contact us page. That sends me an email directly if you have any questions. My social media links at Alexander from KC. That's Instagram for the most part, and a few other things as well. And then if you do have any questions for me directly, just send me a text, 816-727-7740. That sends a message directly to me. And pretty much good to go. And outside of that, if you enjoy this video, please like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That's going to let you know anytime that my videos go live. Or in a live stream like this, you can pop in, ask me a question, and you're good to go. So absolutely, Bella, thank you so much. Achilles and Adrian, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I appreciate every single one of you. And if you want any more content, always feel free to go back to the channel, hit join, become a traveler or a voyager like Bella. Thanks again. And as always, peace. Now I gotta hit the end button.